Sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. Let's back that up a little bit. Sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. It's got to be a household staple. The thing is, how do you make sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits on the griddle? First, you need to start off with homemade buttermilk biscuits. You guys stay tuned. All right, so here we go. We're gonna throw some sausage and eggs down on the griddle, but I did not want to miss the most important step. To me, a good homemade, from scratch, buttermilk biscuit beats all the biscuits in the world. We can put canned biscuits on the griddle all we want to, but we always come back to the homemade buttermilk biscuit. Why? It's so dang good. I've got my own twist on it. We've been making it for years. First time I bring it to you guys. Here we go. First things first, let's make the biscuits. Our recipe will be listed on our website, theflattopking.com. Okay, I'm just gonna go over the list of the items that we have. You guys can look there for the ingredients. 2 cups all-purpose flour, check. We got baking soda, baking powder, salt, and sugar. Nice little mix up. To that, I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of shortening. We use Crisco, and 4 tablespoons of butter. Now, a lot of people out there, I'm gonna tell you right now, just take the shortening right out of the jar, and they have very good success with it. They're not worried about the temperature of the shortening or nothing like that. I don't know why, but personally, it seems like I need all the help I can get. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you this technique right here. See how that flour is grabbing a hold of them flakes right there? That's what you want, okay? We're gonna work this into pea-sized pieces and then add the rest of the ingredients. All right, watch right here. You see the fork? Watch what happens when I press. See those layers pushing through? It's grabbing a hold of the flour and making individual layers. The whole idea about making really good flaky biscuits is creating layers of fat and moisture, which when you bake at a high temperature, see those layers coming out? When you bake at a high temperature, creates steam. Steam helps with elevation, which helps your dough rise, okay? See all those nice flaky layers? We're close, we're just not there yet. I don't know any human being in the world that can make a biscuit and not get flour everywhere. Golly. Here, let me show you what we got going on. You see how the flakes, how the curls, they're all thin? We're just gonna work a little bit more. For the newbies out there, for anybody that hasn't familiar with making doughs, you see when you shake it back and forth, the light stuff goes to the bottom, the heavy stuff comes to the top. It's kind of like vice versa. It's just about volume. Then you come back in with your fork and you can nitpick, right? You can break down those big pieces without working your dough. You want to keep this stuff as cold as possible. To that, 1 cup of buttermilk, and this is what I do. Maybe untraditional for most, but I like the chew that it gives the biscuit. 1 egg beaten. All right, the key about biscuits is not overworking it. All we're gonna do is combine this together until it starts forming a ball, put it on our work surface, knead it a couple times, and get ready for that cast iron skillet. We have our oven preheated at a hot 425. It's very important. You want that extra heat. There we go. See how that dough came together? See how it's a little crumbly? That's okay. All right. All right, just a little bit of flour for dusting. This is where you don't want to mess with your dough too much, okay? That's a good dough right there. I can tell. Just a little bit more flour. It's all about creating layers when you create flaky dough, okay? It's all about layers. We haven't kneaded it, we haven't folded it, we haven't done nothing. Now we've got just a touch of flour on the top, okay? Just a touch where we can hold it down like this. This is what I like to do. I like to cut it in quarters. Doesn't really matter. We're gonna bring it back in the same shape. Just like this. Use your dough scraper, which is, if you have a griddle, then you should have a dough scraper.
Bench scraper.
All right. And now from here, we're just gonna form that layer, just like that. See that? Try to work it in the same rhythm of what you want to do it. Circle, rectangle, doesn't matter. Because then we're going to start kneading it. Now when you knead, it's all about feel, okay? You guys can see here the chunks of butter. See right there's butter, 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 butter. That's what you want, okay? Just a hair touch. See how wet that is? Okay. Just like that. There's another layer. So now there's 5 layers. Just pat it back out. When you start patting it out, you're gonna start noticing this is gonna start developing a gluten, but you don't want to do it too much. You can start feeling it form in your hands. It's not as tacky, it's not as sticky. It's very, 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 very important when you're making biscuits. I think one more is gonna do us. Oh yeah, just that right there. See how that last fold, I didn't have to add any flour? That's absolutely perfect. All right, I'm looking for about 3/4 inch. You guys can feel the butter chunks as you push down. See all the dimples? That's perfect. Alrighty, for most of you guys do not know, we actually started out doing cast iron a lot more. Back in the old days called the Charcoal King. We did a lot of cooking videos on the Weber. We just got the smoker previously, but cast iron was our main focus. This is no different, still the bad boy. I've actually got a review on this Lodge Blacklock 12-inch skillet. Fantastic. It's like the balance of heaviness and lightness because of what it is. They've taken a lot of weight out of it. Anyways, you guys check that review. Here we go. All right. You want a large surface of cast iron. The way with biscuits goes is this. If you're not familiar with it, biscuits rise, correct? Hopefully. They got to have something to rise on. So you want to start pressing your biscuits around the edge and work your way to the inside. They need something to climb. And you want to tuck them in nice and easy. You don't want to smush them, but nice and easy. Some people like to rework their dough with these little bits and pieces. Don't do it too much, okay? It's already been worked once. What I like to do is just basically take your cutter, bring the pieces together, and have enough dough in there like this, about right there, to create a biscuit, and that's what you work with. I don't knead it or anything. I just press it down, try to create the best that I can do. Just like that, okay? So you have room for one more. There you go. We're gonna throw it in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, and the next time you see this thing, that griddle is gonna be heated up. We're gonna have them eggs and sausage on there for that perfect sausage, egg, and cheese. Golly. I guess you guys have seen me lay down sausage so many times, I just assumed we could skip this part. We're just cooking the sausage till it's done, no big deal. And just waiting for those biscuits to come out the oven. We're gonna brush them with some melted butter. And I want it when it's piping hot, that first bite feeling. Now you see it, now you don't. Just take that melted butter. As soon as it's piping hot, kind of gets on the bottom too. It's my favorite part right here. See how they rose next to each other? You see that? See how they're pliable? Whew. Now that is soft, it bounces back, it doesn't crumble.
Super hot. Let me try.
They're smoked out over here.
Ooh, hot.
To make a good sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, you better start off with good biscuits. All right, find yourself a cool spot for these eggs. That looks like it's good enough for me. No thermometer needed. Just remember how the butter reacts. While the egg's cooking, I'm just making the circumference, is that the right word? Smaller. Remember, these aren't the largest biscuits, right? I don't want a lot of egg hangover. So right now is a good time while it's on one side to make your eggs smaller. We got our eggs done, we got our sausage. I got my cheese laid out. If I've ever preached one thing in my whole life, it'll be on my gravestone. You better cook what you like to eat because you're the one eating it. I put mustard on my sausage and biscuit. You can at me all you want to. I love it. If you haven't, try it. You might like it. All right. I saved the crappy biscuits for my daughters. They'll never know the difference.
There are no crappy biscuits.
That's true. Cheese down first because I do not like cheese and mustard together.
Touching.
Touching, yes. See why I make that egg profile a little bit smaller? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Regardless of what they look like, that first bite. Maybe if you noticed during the video, we've had a little smoke rolling left to right, right to left, however it looks on the screen. We've had these smoked pork tenderloins on there. Holy cow. So they actually were done. Ironically, I didn't try that. At the same time, the sausage, egg, and cheese were done. And I thought, I wonder what a good sliced pork smoked tenderloin would be like on a biscuit. Woo! Slice it thin. See how juicy it is? I can juice all over my arm. Take that Creole, Cajun Creole butter. You can put your over egg if you wanted to.
You got enough meat on that biscuit, honey. You can't get that in a drive-thru.
So between me and my wife,
That's what's left.
and look at these right here. And that's what I came here to cook. Bingo was his name, oh.
Bingo.
Mmm. Such a little bite, but it's so delicate.
That's a good biscuit.
When you start that pot of coffee in the morning, when you roll out of bed, and you've already got a game plan of what you're making, and you know your griddle is going to be used that day, and you can substitute a good homemade biscuit, there's not much that can ruin your day. All right, guys, there we go. Sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits with homemade buttermilk biscuits. We use our cast iron pan. Everything I really, really, really enjoy, all in one. And we topped it off with that kicker. Something I didn't expect. That pork tenderloin was absolutely phenomenal. Seasoned, smoked, tender. I think it's, I don't know. If you haven't, check out our join button down below, which where you guys can help out the channel and really, 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 really appreciate it. Check out the Griddle Group on Facebook. It's where we talk about food, talk about griddles, you name it, we talk about it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. This one's a home run. I'm not even here for fork today, and that fork's good.